What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one, I'm going to be trying to make the Mini Music Man. Now this is the final of the at least base FNAF security breach tutorials that I currently have. You will eventually get the Shattered and Ruins and stuff. But probably not for a while because I have two other entire statue series that are done pretty much. I guess I'm not done lethal, but whatever. With that being said, enjoy the tutorial and I will catch you on the flip side. Here are all the materials you'll be needing for this build. I did not include the block variant of all of them with slabs because I just didn't feel like it, but, because we'll probably use slabs anyway. But this right here is 41, if anybody is interested in the number. Alrighty, and the space you move for this is a 23 by 23. That is such a satisfying grid. Him and DJ were both squares, which I find funny. Anyway, you want to start by getting out crimson stairs, crimson slabs, andesite blocks, andesite stairs, purple concrete, andesite slabs, wherever they are, stone slabs, and stone stairs. We're not gonna, okay, well, we also have one more slab. We're not gonna use stone, or we're just gonna use these slabs for the blocks. I don't really feel like there's a point in getting anything else, because that just finishes the leg. So I guess we could just get out the stone blocks anyway, but it's like 4 that you need. So, starting from the front left-hand corner of your 23 by 23 grid, cough, cough, every minute. He's not symmetrical, so I would recommend starting from the front left, although if you want to just adjust the little plunger feet as you need, then you can as well. You want to start by counting right by 5, and going right, you will place a crimson slab, crimson stair facing forward, and then another crimson slab. You want to bring the slab on either side back with a stair facing out, and then a slab. In the back middle, you'll place a crimson stair facing back. You will then leave a gap of 7 counting right, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th block, you'll place a slab, right of it a stair. Behind the... Pretend you have a slab at the front right here, because behind either side, you would place a crimson stair facing out. You just don't have a slab in the front right here. And then behind that, you'll place a crimson slab, and in the middle, a crimson stair facing back, which will give you this. We'll do these legs at the same time, and then we'll do the back set at the same time, and maybe the left and right at the same. I think that probably is logical enough, yeah. So, from this, you want to place in the very middle that we have, you'll place an andesite block on either side. You will extend it up by 3. And then up with an andesite stair facing forward. On top of that andesite stair, you'll place a purple concrete. And then from the purple concrete, you'll go up diagonally in with an upside down andesite slab. You'll then go kind of up diagonally and back 3 times with andesite slabs, which will just kind of go essentially up half a block from the previous one each time. You don't really have to think about the Y levels or the difference in blocks. You just want to make it so you have 4 in total going up like this. You should end with a normal andesite slab. You should just check that by placing a block behind it like so. And you want to have a block kind of just diagonally in from that is a purple concrete. Should probably specify that it's a purple. That would be smart. With whatever placeholder you may need, you will place a stone stair under that just faces backwards. I'm going to kind of place it like this and then do that. Underneath that stone stair, you'll place an upside down stone slab. And then you'll go diagonally inward and down with a regular stone slab. Essentially, it's diagonally back and then also in one like this. It's a really weird spot, I don't know. Underneath that, you'll place an upside down stone stair again, facing back. Go down with a purple. And then you'll go diagonally in with a stone stair that will face forward. Back diagonally in, I should say. Like so. Behind each of those stone stairs, you'll place an upside down stone slab, and then you'll go up with a regular stone slab. And then the one stone block we need here would be not between those stone slabs, but back a block from between them, like so. This should be your front legs. They're quite the weird shape, I'm not going to lie, but they're a shape nonetheless. I would recommend using a purple concrete as a placeholder here, just to make this next step a little bit easier to understand. Behind this stone block, you will just place your placeholder, and then essentially you want to coat it on each side with the exception of the bottom in stone. This includes the top, so you have this, kind of. You don't want the corners or anything, you just want that. And then you can just break your placeholder, and you should end up with this from the underside. He's got like a little, I guess that's where all of his legs connect. It's kind of like the joint positions. Now we can do the side legs, and we'll actually start from these stones that we just placed and kind of work the opposite way that we did before. So from these stone blocks on the left and right, you'll go out with a stone slab. You'll then go down with an upside down stone slab. And again, you'll probably need a placeholder. You want to place a regular stone stair facing out from there. It's definitely not out. That is out. There we go. Because it would place upside down if you just tried. Out from that, you'll place a purple concrete. And then again, with a placeholder, you'll place on top of that an upside down stone stair facing towards the center here, which will be either right or left. On top of that, you want a stone slab. And then, I guess technically speaking, directly outside of that, you want an upside down stone slab. You just want it directly kind of up diagonally out. And then you'll go up with a stone stair facing in. Place a purple concrete on top of that. And then go out from that with an andesite slab. Do the same thing you did on those legs, where you'll just go kind of down diagonally out an additional 3 times with the andesite slabs, not really thinking about the direction, just making sure that they all connect and they all go down a half a block from the previous. Which would, I guess, imply that they would also connect at that point, but that's besides the point. I mean, it is the point. Just like this. Outside of that last andesite slab, you'll just place a purple concrete, which it should be an upside down andesite slab, and you'll be able to tell because the purple will stick lower than it. Then below that, you want, again, with a placeholder, an andesite stair facing outwards, so away from the body. That we don't have, I guess. We don't have a body yet. And then you'll connect the andesite stair down from that with andesite blocks, and it should be 4 if everything has gone accordingly. And you... that looks so weird. I would actually be horrified if that just approached me one day. Like, if I woke up and saw that in the middle of my floor, I am jumping out my window. No thanks. Anyway, off each side of that bottom andesite block, you'll place a crimson stair facing out. Just directly off the sides, no more, no less. And then on each corner, you'll place a crimson slab. Except for on the left leg, you want to leave the back right one open, which is his right, I guess? But we're talking from the front of the grid, from the way you would look at him generally. Not from what he considers, I guess, is his sides. Although he's a spider thing, he doesn't probably have much of a sense of any sort of direction. Whatever, we're going to stop thinking about that and we're going to do the back legs. Now, if you remember how the front legs worked, cool story, these are exactly the same. So we're going to look forward and we're going to actually use his perspective this time, so yeah. From this stone block, you want to go, well, I guess this does change. You'll go kind of forward diagonally. No, it would be... Yeah, no, it would be forward diagonally out with a stone slab from either side. Go down with an upside down stone slab, and then towards you with a stone stair, which is forward still. Like this. You'll then go forward diagonally out from that stone stair with a purple concrete. And up from that with a stone stair that faces towards the back, or towards alternatively the middle of the body if you want to use that as your reference. On top of that, place a stone slab. And then from that, you'll place an upside down stone slab. It's technically just diagonally out, but it is up diagonally out like this. It's on the angle, I suppose. On top of that, you will then place a stone stair, again facing towards the body. Up from that, you want a purple concrete. And then you'll go from that purple concrete diagonally out with an andesite slab, and back, I guess. Then bring that down diagonally back, kind of, 3 times. Again, you should know the drill here. You just want 4 of these andesite slabs. You each get a half a block lower from the previous until you reach the 4th one in total. Diagonally out from that, back diagonally out from that, no, forward diagonally out, directions, you'll place a purple concrete. Below that, with a placeholder, you'll place an andesite stair facing back. And then connect it down to the ground with what should be 4 andesite. You'll then place a crimson stair off each side of that andesite block at the bottom with these slabs on the corners again. I don't know why he has plungers for feet, but I'm really not one to ask, so I'll move on with my questions and not really particularly care. So now you should have an even more horrifying creature because he doesn't have a body, and he kind of should have one, I would say. Just a hunch. You can clear your inventory and get out. Magenta terracotta. I know this one this time. I don't need to check. Clay. That'll definitely bite me somehow. Although if you're seeing this, then you know it was magenta. Gray concrete. Purple stairs. Cherry trap doors. Block of coal. Cobbled deep slate. Polished deep slate walls and deep slate tile walls. And if I am correct on my calculations, I think that's everything you need for the body, with the exception of this wind-up thing, but that's not really important anyway. So, from the stone that sticks up here, the top one in the very center, you want to go forward with 2 clay. Just make sure you're actually from the front this time. You'll then go up diagonally forward with a gray concrete. 2 times, I should say, so up diagonally forward by 2. And then up with a cherry trapdoor. Extend that trapdoor back with a block of coal. Then extend the block of coal up by 2. In front of that top block of coal, you'll place a cherry trapdoor on the top half of that block with a gray concrete on top. You'll then go up diagonally back with a gray concrete, and then up diagonally back with a clay. Extend the clay back by 4. And then you will go down diagonally back by 2 with clay. Let's make sure I didn't change that. Yeah, that is still 5. From that, you'll go down with 2 magenta terracotta. And then 2 clay. Then go down diagonally forward with 2 clay, and just because you can connect it back into the beginning. You should have this shape. He looks kind of chubby from this particular point, but the way the body is shaped, he doesn't end up looking that chubby, don't worry. We're going to do row by row starting from the bottom and just going around this way each time. We kind of just did the spine thing that I love to do in these tutorials because, I don't know, I just kind of do. You want to take the entire row of clay and extend it left and right a row, including the stone, I guess, in the middle will be brought to the side with clay. Outside of the ends of clay now, you'll place a magenta terracotta, which will be either right or left, and then a clay inside. They should leave you with this kind of weird puzzle-looking shape, where you'll place a gray concrete in this remaining block. Now, from the gray concrete on the front here, you want to go left and right with a clay. Then back diagonally out with a magenta terracotta. And then back diagonally out with a clay. I'm just confirming that he is symmetrical on this layer, because he's not all the way. You'll then go back with a gray concrete. And then back with a clay. From that point, you'll go back diagonally in with a magenta terracotta, and then back diagonally in with a clay. And that's kind of circular if you look at it from above. The next row may be where the symmetry stops. Is it? No, not yet. From this gray concrete, you will go back diagonally out with a clay. Then go out with a magenta terracotta. And then back diagonally out with another one. You'll then go back with a clay. Back diagonally out with a gray concrete, which will connect to the purple concrete on the sides here, which is fine. And then from there, you'll go back diagonally in with a clay. And then back with a magenta terracotta. Back diagonally in with a magenta terracotta. And then in with a single clay. Now the next row is where the asymmetry actually begins. Well, we'll start by actually taking the entire row of block of coal and extending it both left and right by 1, just so we have a 3 by 3. That's not particularly important, it is just nice to do that. Going left from the block of coal, specifically, you'll place a polished deep slate wall, then go back with a cobbled deep slate, back diagonally left with a cobbled deep slate, left with a clay, back with a gray concrete, back with a clay, then back diagonally right by 2 with magenta terracotta, and then back diagonally right by 1 with clay. From the other side, which will be the right side here, you want to go along and you want to place, just right of the block of coal, a magenta. Extend it back diagonally right with a magenta, and then back diagonally right with a clay. Then back with a gray concrete, back with a clay, back diagonally left by 2 with magenta terracotta, and then back diagonally left with a clay. Still keeping the asymmetry, on the left side you will start from the previous polished deep slate wall and just place 1 on top. Go back with a cobbled deep slate, left with a deep slate tile wall, back with a cobbled deep slate, left with a clay, back with a magenta terracotta, back with a clay, back diagonally right with a magenta, back 1, right 1, and then you'll go back diagonally right with a clay. The other side is, I guess, fairly easy. You want to go out from the coal with 2 magenta, then go back 1, back diagonally right with a clay, back with a magenta, a clay, back diagonally left 1, back 1, left 1, with magenta there, I should say, that whole little row of 3, and then back diagonally left with a clay. The back is fully symmetrical, I should, I guess, point out. We could have split them into fourths and then done it that way, but Next row, I think actually every row from now on is still asymmetrical, just to point that out. You want to take the previous polished deep slate wall and place 1 on top. Go back with a cobbled deep slate. Back diagonally left by 1. Left with a clay. Then back with a gray concrete. Back with a clay. Back diagonally right with 2 magenta, and then back diagonally right with a clay. You should probably be able to inference the other side, just right of this coal is a magenta. Back diagonally right with a magenta, and then a clay. Then back with a gray concrete. Back with a clay. Back diagonally left by 2 with magenta, and then 1 with clay. The next row, if you head to the left, start from this gray concrete and go back diagonally left with a clay. Then back diagonally left with a cobbled deep slate, and then back diagonally left with a clay again. And then back diagonally left with a gray concrete. Go back diagonally right from that with a clay again. Back with a magenta. Back diagonally right with a magenta, and then right with a clay. Again, you should probably be able to inference here. From the gray concrete at the front, you'll go back diagonally right with a clay. Right with a magenta. Back diagonally right with a magenta. Back with a clay. Back diagonally right with a gray concrete. Back diagonally left with a clay. Back with a magenta. Back diagonally left 1, and then left with a clay. The final row that I guess isn't symmetrical, which is funnily enough almost the last from the top, you'll take the gray concrete and you'll go back diagonally left from with a cobbled deep slate. Extend this cobbled deep slate left with a deep slate tile wall, and then extend that wall back with a cobbled deep slate. Left of that, you'll place a clay, then back with a gray concrete, clay, back diagonally right with a magenta, and then back diagonally right with a clay. Back to the front from the gray concrete, you'll place a clay to the right, back diagonally right with a magenta, and then back diagonally right with a clay. Back with a gray concrete, clay, then back diagonally left with a magenta terracotta, and then back diagonally left with a clay. The top is a perfect 5 by 5. Now, The way we're going to go about doing this is bringing the row of clay both left and right an additional row. Same as the bottom, pretty much. Then the front corners of clay you will extend out with a magenta terracotta. And then extend the magenta terracottas towards each other with a clay. Leaving one block left, which we will place a gray concrete on. On the very center here at the top, you'll place a magenta terracotta, which will kind of be between the gray concretes, like so. We should finish the little speaker thing on his front, and then we'll actually do the arms before we do the head, which I know is generally not what we do, but, well, it depends, I guess. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It's whatever. From the bottom cherry trap door here, you'll place a purple stair either side that faces towards it. From the right purple stair, you'll place a cherry trap door opened up against the right half, and then on top of that, you'll place an upside down purple stair facing left. From the cherry trap door here at the top, you will place a purple, upside down purple slab to the left, which you can just get rid of whatever for. Where is it? There it is. Which will give you this. Clear your inventory if I can actually do it properly and get out. Polished deep slate slabs. Purple concrete. Granite slabs, which we'll use for blocks as well. Andesite blocks, a singular one, funnily enough, per arm. Polished deep slate, never mind, we already have polished deep slate slabs, my bad, I scammed you. Diorite slabs, which we'll also use for blocks. Diorite walls. Andesite walls. And then you need, we're one short, brown concrete and brown terracotta. It's unfortunate. So, both arms are the same with the exception of these symbols, which just means don't worry about that just right now because we don't even have everything for them, funnily enough. But from either side, you want to take this singular magenta terracotta on the middle of the sides of the body and go out from it with two upside down polished deep slate slabs. You will then go forward diagonally out with an upside down slab. Let's do it with polished deep slate. And then left from that with a purple concrete. Extend that purple concrete forward with two upside down granite slabs, with each of those having a regular granite slab on top. Extend the regular granite slab on either side forward with a granite block, and then go forward diagonally inward with another granite block. In front of that, place a purple concrete, an andesite, oh god, if I could get close enough to place it. And then from there, you'll place two polished deep slate blocks in front. Off the top and bottom of the polished deep slate, you'll place polished deep slate slabs. On the bottom, they should be upside down, if that is particularly important. From the polished deep slate slabs, you'll extend them forward with a diorite slab. Again, of the same kind of direction, and then you'll place a diorite wall in the middle. Extend both the slabs and the diorite wall kind of in. Now, when you do this, you're going to place a diorite slab inside of each of these slabs, but a diorite block inside of the diorite wall. And just give you these goofy little hands. Behind the row of the hands that is the most inward, which is this diorite block along with the slab on either side, you'll just place a row of andesite walls, and it should be a row of 3. Get rid of those andesite walls, and I would actually shift your brown concrete and brown terracotta forward, and get out smooth basalt. We'll do these separately because, as I mentioned, they are different. If you take the left side here, you want to take this diorite block on the hand, and you want to place right of it a smooth basalt. Extend that smooth basalt down by 1, and then down with a brown terracotta. On top of the smooth basalt here, you'll place a brown terracotta with a smooth basalt in front of it. You'll also take that brown terracotta and just extend it up an additional 1. Now, you'll take the two lower smooth basalt and just place a brown terracotta behind either of them, which will give you this. Behind each of those, you will place 2 brown concrete per brown terracotta, which works out pretty nicely. We will need to add 1 block, though, which is this back row of 2. You can just extend up with an additional brown concrete, like so. For the other hand, if you start from the same position, just to the inside of this diorite block, you'll place a brown terracotta this time. Extended in pretty much each direction with a smooth basalt, which it was really just up, forward, and down. And then from the bottom smooth basalt, you'll go down diagonally back with another one. Make sure you have a brown terracotta behind each of these smooth basalt, along with on top of the topmost one, which will give you that. Very weird squiggly line. We're going to take each brown terracotta, and I'm going to give you a number of brown concrete to bring behind it. So this bottom one is none. The next one, you'll go back with 2 brown concrete. The next one, 3. The next one, 2. And then the top one, also 2. Which will give you this. You will note the back of them are the same, and they should line up the same as well. Just the front does end up being a little bit different with where the burn is. I think it's a burn mark. I don't know. Before we start the head, let's do the little wind-up thing on his back. You need for it oak slabs and oak stairs, and that's literally it. We're going to head to the back, and we're going to use this funny direction thing where we're going to, anything we bring towards us or towards the back of the grid, we'll be considering calling forward. What is, like... Oh, it's... Okay, never mind. You want to take the bottom magenta terracotta and extend it back with 3 upside-down oak slabs. Or forward, sorry. I already messed up. You'll then take that one towards you the most, or the front one, and bring it up with an oak slab. Extend these slabs back with a set of oak stairs that are facing... Or that are facing forward, but are towards each other as well. When I say that, I mean from the bottom one, it's a regular stair. From the top one, it's an upside-down stair. You need a lot of placeholders for that. That's okay. If you just, like, place a stair here, and then, like, one on top, and then place your upside-down stair and do the same thing here. 1, 2, and then break it, and bam. From the oak stairs here, you'll go back with kind of the oak slab, same thing that we have here. So from the bottom one, it's an upside down, and from the top one, it's a regular. And then you'll place the same set of oak stairs behind that, with the top one being upside down and the bottom one being right side up, which will give you this shape. The only other thing is between these stairs here, you'll kind of go both up diagonally and down diagonally, and in place an oak slab on either of them. At the bottom, it's upside down, and at the top, it's right side up. And then it'll give you a... If you look at it sideways, it's a smiley face, I guess, with the blank space. Not that that's what it's supposed to be. That just kind of is what it ends up being. Anyway, that is everything but the kind of important part, which is his head. So get rid of your oak stuff, and you can now get out stone. Stone stairs. Stone slabs. And we're going to make it kind of weird, I guess. Black stone slabs. Andesite blocks. Andesite walls. Blackstone walls. Magenta terracotta. And, we'll go cherry signs, sure. So we're going to get pretty much his entire head shape laid out, and then we can start doing the, I guess, detail, or there's not a ton, but there is still some. You want to, from the magenta terracotta that's sticking up here, place a stone on top. You will extend it both forward and backward by 3. Like so. You will then extend it left and right with 2 rows of stone. And then out on these sides there, from there, with upside down stone stairs that face out. Outside of those, you want to place a row of upside down stone slabs. And if you've done everything correctly, his head should be the same width as his body. He kind of has a big head, I'm not going to lie. Just like so. On top of the row of stone slabs on the left and right, along with the back of his head, you will place 2 rows of stone. So again, just the left and right here, and then the back, I guess. That would be the easier way to explain it. Just left, right, and back, we'll have 2 rows of stone. Sure, that works. You'll then on top of that place a row of stone stairs going around in the same kind of fashion. Just like so. Make sure the corners and everything do connect, but the front ones don't end up skewing in at all, or I guess curving in. From those front stone stairs, you'll go in with a magenta terracotta. And then up with 3 stone. You will again bring that stone back and then across the back, just making sure you sit 1 row inside these stone stairs at all times. His head is a little bit of, I guess all the music men do, where their head kind of dips in a little bit at the top half. A little strange, but I guess it's not that weird. You should have this. Just to make our life a little bit easier, I would fill in the top with stone. And so what you can do from this point is from the front of his head, you'll take the middle 3 front stones and place a black stone block on top of each. Extend each of those black stone blocks back by 4, which will give you 5 rows in total. You'll then take the middle 3 rows out of the 5 and just extend the black stone blocks out an additional row. You should just do that all with slabs because it just is better. Because of blackstone having the top of the texture being different, I just always like to use slabs whenever there's something like this where you can see the top. In each of the remaining corners of your 5x5 square without the corners, you will place a stone slab. Just gives it a little bit more shape. Now, from the center of his hat, this particular blackstone block, you will go up with an andesite block, a blackstone block, and then a blackstone slab. Extend that out in each direction by 1 to create a plus shape. You do not want the corners included just yet. Now to actually do something with the corners, you'll place an andesite wall in each corner in line with the andesite blocks with a blackstone wall on top. If you so choose, you can place a structure board onto those top blackstone walls just to make them a little bit flatter at the top. It's not particularly noticeable though either way what you do unless you like get close to it, but from like over here I really can't tell that there's even walls that much at all. Let's focus on the rest of kind of doing what we can with the stone and stuff. So from the left magenta terracotta here, you want to go to the right and place 4 stone. You'll end 1 away from the magenta on that side. That'll be more important later again. You will take, I guess it's technically it's the middle of the head, but it's the right of the middle 2 of the row of 4 stone, and you'll just extend this one up to the top. And he should look like this. Oh my lord, that is something else. At the bottom row of his head on his, I guess, his chin, you will take these middle 3 stone blocks and just place cherry signs off the front of them. Just so he has that line that you kind of see. It's pink on him, and I am noticing it's blue on Big Boy, DJ over there. You can now clear your inventory and get out. Cherry stairs. Cherry slabs, which will end up being used for some blocks. Cherry trap doors. Block of iron. Black concrete. And polished basalt. And I think that'll be everything to finish this lad up. So we will start with his mouth. In the bottom gap here, I guess the giant rectangle, you want to count to the second block back on the left side here, and you want to place a black concrete. Right of it, you'll end up placing 5 iron and then a black concrete at the far right. On the next row, if you start from the right side this time, you'll place an iron on top of the black concrete here. Left of it, a black concrete, and then left of that, just 6 iron. Or 5 iron. I can't do math, my bad. Above the singular black concrete on that row, you want, probably with a placeholder, you want a polished basalt facing left to right. You can kind of see the endoskeleton at a lot of points. Each of the eyes you can also fill in a block back with black concrete, which will end up being in line with the polished basalt, if that is important. He looks so soulless without his detail stuff, so let's kind of get on it here. On the eyes specifically from the stone, and only the stone where you actually have blocks, aka hinting at the fact that there isn't a block here, you will place cherry trapdoors just kind of inside of it to create kind of like eyelids, but not really. You'll do the same thing with the top of the mouth. Just make sure that these are on the top half, specifically like these would be up here. In either, thanks Minecraft ambiance, in either bottom corner of the mouth, you'll place a cherry stair facing in with just cherry trapdoors connecting together. We should probably do his nose and eyebrows, shall we? This stone block right here, in the middle of all of it, between his eyes and mouth, you'll place a cherry plank. Bring that plank up by 1, and then up with a slab. From that cherry plank as well, you'll go out in each direction with an upside down cherry stair facing in the direction that it is going. So on the left it faces left, on the right it faces right, on the front it faces forward. Wow, this guy's longer than I thought he was going to be. I was expecting this to be like 20 minutes. We're at almost 40. Above the inside row of each eye, you'll place a cherry slab, and then outside of that, you'll place a cherry plank. And, yeah, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your mini Music Man complete. It is funny that, like, 35 minutes feels so long, yet he is still probably, I think, the shortest statue, unless there's somebody I'm missing. No, I think he is the shortest. Insane. Except for, I guess, the smiling critters individually, but that doesn't count. Anyway, thank you guys for if you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Or night. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.